My name's Kelvin Monyota.
I'm Grace Monyota, the star. So we are the stars, if
Right.
you may like. And I'm happy to be here to really touch on that marriage can work. It doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter what other people are saying outside there. Marriages are working.
I met her for the first time in my workspace. I was running a salon. That's to say, I'm a cosmetologist by profession or by other profession. And it's in that space that the gorgeous lady walked in.
I was scouting for a salon and I popped into his. And the first thing that I noticed about the salon was a male in a salon. I was like, oh, okay. And I really didn't take much of noticing him, other than after my hair was done, I was disappointed, completely disappointed by the services. And I started complaining about it and all that. Then he saw I was complaining to whoever was doing my hair. He came over, he's like, oh, sorry, started like a PR something. And I was so like, okay. So now what do we do? I'm already disappointed, what do we do? So he was like, what we can do, we can try and give you a free eyebrow cut for you, at least for you to come next time. And I was like, okay, then go ahead. And that was it. But for me, in my heart, I was like, this is it. I'm never going to step into this salon. And I walked out. Then the next time, I didn't notice that I was also, now I went out also looking out for another salon. Another time I needed my hair to be done. I walked into another salon altogether. I met another guy. I didn't know he was the same person that I had seen in the other salon. Later on, that's when I noticed that he had moved salons. And again, the services, I was disappointed. Another time, I was like, hey, these male salons, I don't think are working for me. He comes again and does the same thing he did the first time. Did the PR, of course, as the owner of the salon. He had to come and redo the PR and try to capture this new client. That time he offered that the next time I'm going to the salon that they're going to do it for free. And I left, but now for this time I was determined. Of course, I've paid you guys, so you need to redeem yourselves. So the next time I had to go back, they redid, but still not good. So yeah, so I was done with that salon, like, that's it.
I sometimes flash back with the way events were happening at that time. And I really couldn't explain, I couldn't understand why this one client would not get satisfied with our services. Apparently, the sister used to like my services. So she'll go back with a well-done hair and she'll like, hey, wewe, yani, you've still gone to the same salon and got the same service. And why is it that it doesn't work for me? So, and I think at some point when she would accompany her sister, I would tell her sister, please convince your sister that that she needs to give me another chance to work on her hair. Because all this time when she comes, she gets to be worked on with my employees. Therefore, it's actually that opportunity that, that came, and she walked in and yeah, and she had the courage to allow me to actually do her hair. And the miracle happened. And that is the space where our journey actually really began, because then I would do her hair in a way or in a manner that knowing that actually she has had a series of many disappointments. So this has to stand out. This has to be a magazine hairdo, you know? Yeah, and we started bonding. I started getting to know her. And it is that journey of client and service provider relationship that grew. And it grew to the place where a strong liking came about. I was like, oh, this girl also stands out from the rest. And I think that's the space where I would say I began to sort of like look at her from a very different perspective.
I had a shop just near his salon. By this time, I had not even noticed him because in the first place, I'm like a male in the salon. So he meets every girl and all that. And I'm like, this is not the kind of guy I want. And again, he was this guy who looked like he's from, I don't know, from... I would call him Al-Shabaab. That was the nickname I would give him.
Goodness.
So every
Don't
time...
be deceived. Don't be deceived.
Yeah.
They were longer than this.
They were longer than this. And
The
then
beards.
he would do the... What do you call this?
Oh, the sideburns.
The sideburns and
Yeah.
all that. And he had curly hair. He would keep his afro. So I'm like, this Al-Shabaab, never in my life. And I think from that we started a friendship thing. But at the same time, each of us was in another relationship. I think so, yes. Yeah, so nothing like...
You were in another relationship. I was in a
Oh.
waiting space.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship. And at that point, I was just after college. And I wanted to really know the direction God wanted me to take in terms of my studies, in terms of my job seeking. And it happened one day, I asked him, do you know a place that I can go and have a quiet time with God? That's a prayer center. And he was so willing to show me.
That's the other side of me that she didn't know.
Yes, I actually
a salon
didn't.
guy would actually know where to go for solitude and do your prayers and meet your God.
And I was like, oh, so you're born again? That made me interested to know more about him. And that's when now I started now asking him, oh, could you be knowing this facility around? And he offered to actually take me. And we planned on the dates.
I took her to that space and I was impressed because I was like, part of my, let me call it lists, was I wanted a lady who has a connection with God. I started looking at her very differently and I was like, hey, this girl might just be more than a friend. And I took that challenge and I said, hi, I'm gonna take this to God. I'm gonna pray about this and see what happens. The most standing out thing was that actually within the same week that I had taken her to a prayer center, I actually got a dream. And that dream was actually like a graduation of a family member, and then she was present, I was present, and we looked like we were sort of like a family in that event. And apparently, I went that same week and shared that dream with her, and she was shocked because she had actually gotten another dream almost similar to that. She had dreamt, and that was in her family event. And I was like, what's all this about? Like, you're saying you dreamt I was in a family event, and I did the same thing, and I also got the same dream. I mean, this must be really crazy. Fast forward, I got to a space where I went and told her straight, or rather I got the courage to actually go and tell her, you know what, I feel like we just might be more than friends. And she laughed. She laughed sarcastically, like she was almost going to the floor. Like, what? That's the biggest joke of the year I've ever had. And she's like, so you mean that you are eyeing on me, or rather you have some chemistry? So I was like, I think I do. And she was like, you know what? I am in a relationship that is leading to marriage. And I was like, okay, back off. So I still gathered my courage back and went back to her, and I told her, you know what? I am still here, and I'm gonna pray about this, and gonna wait on God and see if really your relationship is the right relationship, or this potential relationship is the real relationship. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, you need to respect my space. I was like, okay, do this. Let's have a challenge. Go to God about me, I'll go to God about you.
I told him until God confirms, that's when I can't say yes or a no to you. It may seem a cliche, but for me it was not a cliche. It was something that it was at heart to first know what God really wants about me and everything. Because if I really made a mistake about it, I would regret the rest of my life, and I didn't want that. So we prayed for a whole year.
A whole year. 1 week.
1 month.
1 month.
To 1 year.
To 1 year. I mean.
Yes. And through that process, there were some challenges and some counterfeits in between. And I remember it was December 2012.
Right.
On 2nd, to
Oh.
be precise. And we had planned, that was the day that really we wanted the answer, that whether we should go on with this relationship or not. We should actually start the relationship, not the marriage thing, yeah?
Yeah.
The courtship. So I remember on first, my ex-boyfriend just texted me and told me, I've released you to your future husband. And we had not really talked like for 2 months with him. Nothing had gone wrong. He just wrote me a text. I don't know why. I think it's being at the point of prayer. So God was just working out things his way. And the moment I saw that text, I felt like I was relieved somehow. I felt like a load had been lifted up from me. I told him, actually, do you know what? I feel like this is it. I'm saying yes to you, that we can start a relationship. Is that what I did?
Yeah, that was the day that heaven kissed the earth, if I should put it that way. I wanted to make things at least a little formal, so went down on my knees. That actually, I had to plan it out in a, she loves nature, I love nature. Therefore, we went for a nature's walk. And of course, at
Safari walk.
yeah, safari walk. And it's that space where I went down on my knees and, asked her really, like, Grace, are you gonna marry me? And she said yes. And at the point of saying yes, actually a lion rolled.
Yeah.
I mean, true story, by the way. True story. A lion rolled. Everyone who was around there was like, wow, what a coincidence. It's like even the lion is cheering, yeah? So it was amazing. Actually, some of our friends, when we share our story, they actually call us the lion. The lion and the lioness. Yeah, so it is actually from that point that now we began to make arrangements for our wedding.
I think the domestication took place in November 9th in 2013.
Trust me, ladies are good with dates.
Yes, and also the same was inspired from the Bible, because we took another 1 year after the first year of prayer. We took another year of preparation and planning, and that was from Esther, the book of Esther, that she had to be she prepared herself for 1 year so that she could become a what?
A queen.
The queen. So yeah, I was being prepared myself. I don't know you were being prepared for what, but me, I was being prepared to become your queen. And yes, on 9th November 2013, I became his queen.
This was the most beautiful day of my life. I cried tears knowing that actually this whole thing was just not haphazardly done. Like, this is just not my decision. But I consulted, I did everything possible to actually know that actually this is the right person in my life. And I was so sure that actually God has, you know, sort of, as you've heard from her, everything, including the dates, including the period of waiting, when to get married and everything. As in, she got a lot of inspiration from the scriptures. And it's amazing that God can lead someone from, you know, details or step to step. And I think that's the space with which I would say that we have learned in marriage, that the same way that it was that we could trust God every step of the single way, that has become the mark of even our life, our marriage life. And I think what we have come also to learn is that actually marriage has different stages. And the honeymoon stage was to us, I would say, the dream stage. Hey, we've just started a family, and we have every huge expectations like this on each other, that I'm gonna be getting the most beautiful meal in this world. Of course, I'm going to be having my, I'll be smart than I was, as of course I was called an Al-Shabaab. So of course I would have ironed out shirts, you know, I'll look smart, I'll smell well, you know, and all these expectations were actually dreams.
Yeah, they were dreams, because I remember at that point I thought I would never have a bad hair day. Oh my God. I think that was the biggest dream I ever had. Because in the first place I thought he's the saloonist, I'm going to have the saloonist in the house. He's only going to be my only saloonist. But oh, unto me, after marriage, I think he did my hair for only 2 years, and he retired just like that.
Oh my
You
goodness.
retired too young.
Well, had gone back to school, so my schedules were tight. When she wants to make her hair, I'll be like, hey, take the money, go to the salon, have that sorted. I'll come and, you know, sort of, if there's any correction that needs to be done, then I'll advise. And of course, because I know maybe someone who does a good job, so yeah, I was confident that, hey, it doesn't have to be me to doing it. Yeah, so, and those were some of realities. I realized that actually I may want to sort of like go to a bookshop and buy a book on cooking. Because, yeah, truly, she was a Kiambu girl. And the Mashakuras were the hallmark of my honeymoon year. Yes. Yeah, and God had to teach me a lot of patience to get to know that, hey, she would need to improve on that area of cooking and many other areas, including dressing and all those things. And I many times will find myself going to the shop and, you know, shopping for her her dress, her blouse, and everything. And yeah, she would actually compliment me and tell me that I actually have a good taste in terms of choosing good clothes for her. Yeah, and that has been the space where I would say that reality met expectations, and in between there were gaps.
I'm this conservative, quiet, not outgoing person. Him is this talkative, we can talk the whole night, and outgoing. He's a choleric, oh my God. He will do his things his way, and he wants that way and nothing else. I'm here, I want to negotiate with him. He has no room for me. At this point, you get disappointed and feel like, oh, I thought I had everything in place. I'd prayed, I'd done all this, it was confirmed. So everyone who is out there who is not married and you're planning to, you better put your expectation to 0 or even put it at negative, so that when you get into marriage, you know this is an imperfect person. You're also imperfect. There is no one who is perfect. And you need to go and create that person that you need in your life. If you have to be patient with them. If you're not ready to do all these things about love, then don't go to that love, because you're going to face challenges. And when you don't have the values that are going to guide you, then it's not going to work out.
One thing that I was able to learn about marriage is that it has gaps. And those gaps come about because we get into marriage with expectations. And therefore, when the reality comes that actually some of those expectations are not met, then disappointments and misunderstandings and conflicts comes into play. And we are here, and I will tell you that one of the areas that we are actually vulnerable about is that I had expectation that, hey, we're gonna even have a honeymoon baby. And that never came to be. First year, second year, we actually now in our 5th year, and we are at the space also of hoping and just trusting that the baby will come at some day. We have faith. We believe that there is never a time that is ever late. We know that God's timing is the best time. But that's one gap, and you can imagine that's a gap with which we've had to look for ways to deal with. And for those married out there, one thing I would actually say is that everything that you'd ever want to manage is the gap between reality and expectation. Whatever expectations you have on your spouse, there will be realities. And in between those gaps, you would want to get to know, how then do I deal with those gaps? And that is the thing that we have actually got to learn quite early in our marriage. The other thing is about personality. She mentioned earlier that I'm of the temperament of choleric and a bit of sanguineness. And her, she's the opposite. She's introverted. I'm extroverted. She's phlegmatic and a bit of male. And what that means is that we, as they say, of course, opposites attracts, but it's actually in marriage, you realize that the things that you got attracted about each other are the same things that you fight about from each other. You must allow your spouse to be herself, and same I mean, she has to allow me to be myself, and it is that balance that puts us in a space where then we create understanding, and she get to, you know, put up with some of my ways, and I'm able to also accommodate her personalities, her way of doing things, and all that. Yeah.
The other challenge was about communication.
Oh, that was big.
That was a major
Oh,
one.
it's still a big thing.
Yes, it's still a big thing. And I think about communication was, for me, I would come and be brief about something. He wants the details. So we would miss out on communication, and it was a fight, like every now and then. I think that's what we have fought more about,
Yeah.
communication. But in marriage, I think you need to come with a spirit of learning, and every day is a learning space. And because if you are not ready to learn, then again, you're not ready for the marriage. It's not going to work out. And yeah, I think communication has been a big one, and we are learning. We're still learning. We have not reached yet. We are still there. And yes.
For us, it came to a place where we will actually look for tools, we look for spaces with where we can be able actually to be able to learn more about, relating well with each other. And one tool that actually really like, you know, brought a lot of changes in our marriage was a particular experience, a 10-week experience called Ndoa, that is offered by Mavuno Church. And it's actually in that space where we got to really grow deep with each other. Yeah, but most of all, marriage is beautiful. It's amazing because it's God's idea. And when you go back to the author, I mean, he has a way of helping you understand, and also get to understand that it was actually the best idea to bring together a man and a woman in same roof, and it is actually for a purpose. Yeah.
Another thing is after we did the Ndoa, we were grouped into a couple group that we go share about our challenges. People share about their challenges, and out of that you find like, oh, so I'm not the only one who is struggling. And also out of that you're able to see another view other than your spouse, because when you're only the two of you, it may be difficult to see the other person's side. But when other people come in and maybe they share about their story or about their struggles, you're able to see, oh, so I'm not the only one. And also you get, maybe you pick some points out of that, and you're able to resolve your whatever's, your challenges. Yes.
Yeah, those groups have been really good groups for especially accountability. We have the men's, where we get to have real talks. We get real with each other. We keep each other accountable. And the ladies also do the same. And we also meet as couples and have things that would ensure that we're able to grow our marriages, or rather our relationships. Yeah.
Have a mentor couple as a couple, and they're going to walk you the journey. As you also walk with them, they learn as you learn, but be there to learn. And I think your marriage is going to work like it's doing for us.
Yeah.
Yes, and you're happily married. Yes.